Now I'm going to get straight to it. I first want to say, I don't do no edits, no cuts, no anything. This is all, it's raw and uncut. You know, I'll say another 5 or 6 months or so, it'll be approaching almost 3 years that I've been on YouTube. This is a backup channel. So support the channel if you like what you hear and see. And I have a big understanding that the devil don't target the weak, because I know for a fact I'm super underrated, and maybe there's evil, and not maybe, I know for a fact, evil in low and high places that don't want certain ones to make it. So this channel is about anything. It's about authenticity overall. It's about being who you are and not trying to be like anyone else, and self-discovery and knowing that you are here for a purpose. I also want to say this, because there's a lot of labels out there, and I'm still in, my study mode as far as when it come down to angel names, demons names, past, leaders and dictators, etc. But when you are here for a higher mission, a bigger purpose, you constantly, and this is my opinion, go through what they label the dark night of the soul. Take it from someone that's going through this and been going through it. Gang stalking. I've worked jobs in the past, and who knows if I would do it in the present or if I'm doing it now. Let's just throw that out, right? I've worked at places where police was just sitting outside, or I'll go somewhere else and the police is there, or go over there, the police is there. And sometimes it seems like it's the same, officer, the same vehicles. Seem like, and I'm speaking to anyone, that especially for the ones that's here to serve a higher purpose of being gang stalked and watched, especially when you're not doing anything illegal or anything. See, me, I know I'm not perfect. I'm not going to pretend to be. I'm just going to be me. I'm working on every day. I'm trying to improve and try to be the best version of myself that I could be. But I know I'm not perfect, especially when we here on this earth and living as what they label humans in this flesh. And life is a test. So you have to know, especially when you are labeled and when you are, and I'm using these labels because they say words like anointed, characters in the Bible, was anointed, went through a lot, struggle and strive, but it was something that, it was a part of, they were a big piece to this puzzle that we call life existence, trying to have an overstanding and an understanding of who we are and what we're supposed to be doing, because working and just being on social media and doing all this senseless things is not it. There's a lot of people for different reasons at certain levels that are being watched and gang stalked. We're not talking about the people that's doing illegal things. They're being watched for different reasons. You got, poor righteous teachers that's out here really spitting knowledge, and they underrated, and they're being watched. You have to have an understanding that we're in a time of evolution, and it's time to evolve. It's not time to play. Always use your imagination, of course, to be funny, and always never lose your inner kid. But when it's time to be serious and complete missions on why you're here, you are assigned agents. You are just like the Agent Smith, the Matrix explained it very well on what you are in, or what they call a simulation. Like I said, with the NPCs, that they're not here to serve no purpose. Their consciousness can't reach certain levels. They're just NPCs. As above, so below. The same concepts in the movie, just like when you have the background people, the extras. That's kind of like what the NPCs are. They don't have emotions. They don't feel. And I don't believe that they possess a soul. But that's for a whole nother video. But for the ones that you're here to serve a higher purpose, you are here to break generational curses. You are going to be stalked. You are going to be watched. Especially when you come from, you may not even know that you come from royalty, celestial. You have a spirit team that watches you all the time. Just as the evil watchers are watching, you got polarities, and you have, the beings that are on your side. So when you come into this simulation as a key player, as a, main character, you are assigned agents that knew who you are way before you do. Because remember, when you come here, your memory is wiped. Pay attention to these movies. They didn't put it in your face over and over again, like transferring consciousness. They've also put that in the movie Chucky. When I can't think of, I think the guy was a serial killer or something. Charles Lee Ray, when he was like, "Give me the power, I beg of you," and he kept on mumbling all these words and speaking into tongue, and that's how he transferred his consciousness into the Chucky doll. But that's for a whole nother video as well. Support the channel and I'll be breaking that down, but yeah, so if you know that you are here to serve a big purpose, and you feel that you are here to bring changes, and that, not just feel, not just believe, because believe contains the word lying, L-I-E. You have to know, I'm speaking to the real anointed ones. I don't want anyone else to feel like they below anything, because everyone is here below anyone else, because everyone is here to serve a purpose. But if you're not willing to take all the persecution, if you're not willing to go through the fire, the pain, the things that's not so good, then don't try to call yourself chosen, because that's not something that you could say. It's just something that you are. So you will be targeted no matter what, because the enemy know who you are destined to become before you do. And it's their certain agents play different positions, just like in the celestial realm. When you speak of angels and demons, or just on earth, you got to remember, as above, so below. Just like military rankings, police rankings, this and that, everybody plays their position. So as you being a main character in this simulation, in this game, in this movie, you will be attacked mentally, physically, spiritually, way more than others. You'll be watched, but they know not to touch, They know not to touch those real anointed ones. It was not written in that book for no reason. So I get it. You're not tripping. And for the people on the lower levels, again, I'm not saying that you're less important, You may be watched for different reasons. You may be at, work and jobs, and people looking at you and gang stalking you at the workplace, at your home, or if you live in a building, or you're just going out and about, making groceries, and you keep seeing similar cars, or people seem like they looking at you and following you, etc. Especially if you creating content, waking people up, or you're an artist, or you're an inventor, you're an innovator, you're a motivational speaker, things of that nature. You are here to help in the evolution. And the rising of vibrations, you know, and everyone plays, you know, a piece to the puzzle. But you are the main character. I speak to the main character. You're going to be watched and stalked more than anybody, especially when you look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to get too deep into that either. You know, people judge you for how you look, skin color, what you wear, etc., without knowing what's deep inside of you. So don't be in fear. Don't live your life in fear, because know this: when the gods are with you, who can be against you? You know, I'm speaking to those real ones that go through feeling like an underdog, feeling like no one is on your side. It's like you against the whole world. I speak for you, and for anybody just as a fair being, a good being. You know, someone that's not trying to use other people and trying to hurt other people or ridicule and talk about somebody behind their back, or even worse. You know, I speak for those ones that treat people the way they want to be treated. I speak for those ones that don't go around trying to bully people or community bully, stalking, you know, because it's all systematically done. Denying you jobs and knowing that's the reason why people are not even really meant to work. You're meant to work for yourself. You're meant to work, be out in nature, etc., and live off the land, you know, and connect to the stars, etc. You know, but they watch you, they gang stalk you, and try to figure out ways to stop you, especially if you on social media, like I said, or you writing books, you're an artist, you're in clothing, you know, opening up businesses, when you're trying to help others, not being perfect, but being authentic. You know, you stand out like a sore thumb. That's another thing, is why you're being watched, because they can see the greatness in you before you can even see the greatness that's in you. So no, you are not crazy, but you are, you know, and if you feel this message and can relate, and you really feel these messages, then I'm definitely talking to you. You're a part of the ones that's here to make a change. And it first start with you. Like, comment, and subscribe, share, turn on your post notifications, hype the video up. Yeah, and I'm out. It's Triple Ones, the God. I own us 13, and I'm out.